Hey everybody, welcome to Vegans Talking Shit. This is Joey.
I'm Jon.
I'm Vanessa.
We're going to make this a pretty introductory type of episode. There's no real vegan topic per se. Moving forward, each episode will be a different topic, but this one is just an introduction, who we are, what this podcast is about, where we're going to go from here, and so on. So if it's okay with you guys, I will go first.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. My name is Joey. Are we doing last names?
If you like.
Okay. I'm Joey DiGirolamo.
It would have been better if you didn't. That would have been cool. And
Yeah.
then our last names are always out there, and then no one knows who you are. You're like the mystery man, Joey. But they already know now. Now they know your last name.
Podcaster with mystique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Joey. Who are you?
I'm Joey.
DJ Jordan? No.
Yes, you
Like the
nailed
pizza?
it. Right. Are you going to use your last name?
Yes.
Vanessa?
Well, no, maybe I'll be a
Yes.
mystery. Good.
So, my name is Joey DiGirolamo. I went vegan 12 years ago. It was May 20th, 2012. Oh, man. It's kind of a long story as to how I decided to go vegan. The short version of a very long story is I've always been an animal lover in my entire life. But meat just was on my plate, whether it was breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. It was meat. Love chocolate milk. Nesquik was my absolute weakness. So I just drank 7 glasses of Nesquik a day, had sausage for breakfast and meat for lunch and meat for dinner. And then an incident occurred where I found a lost dog. And when I returned the dog to the owner was kind of a douchebag and didn't seem very interested in the fact that his dog was lost. And I did what a lot of people do when they're pissed off. I vented on Facebook. And one of my vegan friends was like, Joey, you love animals. That's very, very clear. Try the vegan thing, dude. Just try it. And in a moment of weakness, me being in a very sensitive place at that point, I was like, why not? So I gave myself a date. I said, I'm going to be vegetarian for a full week starting on that date. And I went vegetarian for a week, decided it wasn't so bad. So I figured the following week I'd try vegan for a week. And again, wasn't so bad. And I haven't looked back since. So that was my journey. And over the course of the years that have gone by, I've watched documentaries and learned more about veganism. And kind of just the more I learn, the more I'm resolved in my belief that not only am I doing the right thing, but I should have started it much earlier. And now we live in a world where being vegan is very easy. Like when I started, there was basically just Gardein, Boca, Morningstar Farms, which not a fan of Morningstar Farms, but there wasn't a whole lot out there. Now there's Beyond, there's Impossible, there's this, there's that. It's just a completely different world. There are vegan substitutes for pretty much everything. I mean, there's a vegan substitute for hard-boiled eggs, and it looks just like a hard-boiled egg. So it's very easy now. The way I see it, there's pretty much no excuse, but everyone's got their journey. Everyone's got their way of doing things, I suppose. And I try not to judge. But that's my story. Who'd like to go next?
Can I go?
Of course you can. You don't need my
Thank
permission.
you.
Was I on a roll there? Is that what
You were good. It made me question my vegan start, which makes no sense. But yeah, Joey, I can't believe you knew the actual date that you went vegan. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, man.
I went, again, my name is Jon Masurlian. If no one heard that in the beginning, I don't even know if I introduced myself, but I went vegan sometime in the summer of 2019, I want to say, maybe fall of 2019. And really, it was a single moment that started me on this path. I watched the documentary Game Changers on Netflix. And a friend of mine, an ex-friend to be honest, recommended the documentary, and I watched it. And I'm kind of an all or nothing type of person. And after watching it, I just swore off all meat. If you haven't seen the documentary, it talks about how meat is linked to heart disease and heart attacks, and people that are vegetarian and vegan live a lot longer. And I was just freaked out, and I've always kind of been a hypochondriac. So that next day I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, we can't eat meat anymore. And we still were vegetarian for a while. We ate eggs and cheese, and ice cream was still really difficult for me. But that started me on the path. So I was vegetarian for a while. Ice cream for sure for the first couple of years was difficult. And then I think now it's been maybe 3 years since I've been fully vegan, but my wife might correct me after this. That's my path.
Speaking of your wife,
Well, my name is Vanessa Silva. From my accent, you can see that I'm not from America, even though I am American now.
congratulations, an American citizen now.
Yep, thank you. So I live here about 6 years, and I don't know if you guys know a lot of Brazilian culture, but it's like a really meat culture. You eat meat with everything, even with beans. People put pork inside the beans. And my first attempt was like a short attempt, was in like 10 years ago maybe. I don't really remember exactly the date anymore, but I have a cute cat that lived with me for 15 years. And when he was about to pass away, took like a while, and for almost 20 days we were just like waiting. And one day he was laying on my belly, and he didn't have any sign in the body anymore. He didn't stand anymore. He didn't do anything like by itself. But he was like looking inside my eyes, laying on my belly. And that was like the first moment I realized, because it was so much suffering for me. And I could see in his eyes, like, even though that animals, they have souls, they understand everything. I don't know if I never really looked so deep inside his eyes. And it was clear for me, like, he understands everything that is going on right now. And was the first time came in my mind, like, well, the cow is the same thing. Like, has a soul, is understand everything, is suffering. Because he was not like living, because probably he was seeing how much I was suffering in that moment. And that was my first thinking about this. Because our culture don't let us look outside. In my whole life, I rescue animals. I have like so many neighbors that used to stay with the animals I rescued before. And I never really thought about it. Like, okay, I rescue dogs and cats, and you never like care about a cow or a pig or whatever. And that was my first attempt. But just last about 20 days. I used to work traveling, and in Brazil is pretty hard have options, even now, okay? Like 10 years ago was almost impossible. And I gave up, unfortunately. So, and I needed my husband come up with the game changers and look to me, we should stop eating meat. And I was like, yes, we should stop eating meat. And next day I started like learn about it and change the way that I used to eat. And it was the best thing I have done. And I just regret for don't start earlier. And I was like Joey, someone that used to love eat meat and red meat. And right now it's kind of funny because I really disgusted about it. When I see red meat, sometimes give me like, oh my God, I even don't want. Even vegan food, if it's too close to real meat, I refuse to eat. So that's my story.
Great story.
Great story.
It was the first time I tell this story, and don't cry, guys.
I literally was going to say, when you talk about your cat, Tigri,
Yeah, it was the first
I
time.
tear up, you know. So
I did see your lip quiver though.
Oh yeah,
You were,
it's
like,
hard.
on the
It's hard, but
verge.
normally I really cry. Like, oh, you know, guys, you know
I
what
think
I'm
you're
talking
crying.
about.
I think you're crying a little.
Yeah,
It is hard. It was like my
course.
baby for 15 years, just me and him for a while. And,
there it goes.
I can remember exactly his eyes looking to me, and it's just a chick.
Well, it's a good
Whatever.
thing that we have video so the audience can see our true emotions.
Well, I will be true here, so
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I wouldn't have stuck on this vegan path without my wife Vanessa, because she's the one that cooks all the meals and has a lot more resolve than me, I think, with this.
I stopped first the cheese and the ice cream. Okay, guys.
Did you really?
Well, I was the first vegan. Well, in the beginning, because John is everything or nothing.
Yeah.
So the first few weeks, he was straight vegan.
Right.
Okay. And we still having stuff in our fridge. And I start like say, well, let's go slow. You know, we're not going to throw all this away. And he, no, I do not eat anything anymore. So, but after he had like some relapse, like what's the name?
Relapse.
Yeah, relapse.
Yeah, relapse. So he started having a few of them, especially with ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't buy anymore like a cheese or milk, anything for our house, except eggs.
Right.
Eggs I still buy in that time for the first year. But I went vegan before. Like at some point to say I will not eat more cheese, because sometimes when you go out and didn't have options, I accept the cheese option. You know, I didn't buy for the house, but I accept outside of the house for the first year. And after that, I just turned vegan 100%. And then John is still a little bit sometimes get some ice cream, especially with his friend forcing him.
Yeah,
Forcing him.
well, we'd go to an ice cream place, and
Oh,
then our only option is sorbet, and who the hell
Right.
likes sorbet? And I think that, and like having a, I remember I'd get like Impossible or Beyond Burgers or
Yeah.
Black and Bean Burger, and then I'd still get the cheese
Yeah.
because it didn't. I had eaten burgers with cheese for so long that it seemed difficult.
Yeah.
So
You know,
I-
and the
I-
vegan cheese wasn't working for you?
well, they didn't really have vegan cheese at.
No, they have.
You go to Cheesecake Factory or some of these other restaurants, and they'd
Yeah.
have like the black bean burger, but they wouldn't have
Yeah, you're
actual cheese. Sorry,
Right.
they'd have cheese. They wouldn't have vegan
right. The
cheese.
vegan
Right.
cheese.
So I'd be like, yeah, well,
Vegan enough.
vegan. Yeah. I didn't really equate the two, like vegan and vegetarian. I
I think that
thought-
applies to a lot of people.
I thought it was good enough.
Right.
I think. Also until I met our group in Broward and Miami-Dade, which, Miami and Fort Lauderdale for all your listeners out there.
I think we should talk about that because that's how we met. you
Yeah,
know?
we met through this vegan restaurant group, and I think until then, I was vegan at that point, but that was probably at least 2 years ago now, and my resolve got a lot stronger after meeting all these people. I always talk about it, it's like if you go to a bar, you're going to keep drinking, right? If you hang out with a bunch of smokers, you're going to keep smoking. Well, we now hang out with all these vegans that it'd be really difficult for us to eat meat, eat cheese, eat any animal products, eggs. I'd never do it, frankly. I would feel ashamed to keep showing up at these restaurants with all my great vegan friends if I was going to go home and eat chocolate.
And I think that's actually a very big component to maintaining veganism. I've been vegan long enough to where I think I'm good. I don't necessarily need it, but there was a time where I was like, I have no vegan friends. If ever, I'm hanging out with my friends, it's always, we have to find some place that's a vegan friendly restaurant that at least has something and not just a freaking salad. I'm not going to, if that's the vegan option, then that's lame. And through the Meetup app, I found that group, vegans. Is it vegans in restaurants or vegans
At restaurants.
Vegans at restaurants.
Is
South
it at
Florida.
or in? I don't
At.
even know.
It's at? Okay.
Vegan at restaurants.
We're giving a lot of
From
shout
our
outs.
amazing
Yeah,
friend
shout out to-
Amy
Yes,
and
shout
David.
out to Amy. And,
And David.
Well, David, it didn't form the group. He wasn't a founder.
Yeah, he was not.
He
But
actually joined the group only a few months before us.
really?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Because
a long time.
Amy and
Da-
Brad,
David, though, is the general that makes sure that our meetups happen.
right. I mean, we're talking about people no one knows who we're talking about, so
Yeah.
this is boring. But through that meetup app, we met. It was my second meetup where I met Jon and Vanessa, who have become very good friends of mine, who I adore. And we've found a whole bunch of vegan people who are like, they've become our friends. So now it's not an issue, finding friends with whom I can go to a vegan restaurant and eat vegan food. It's pretty awesome.
I think that's the number one reason why people don't become vegan or stay vegan.
What?
Because they don't have the community around them.
Right.
None of their
Yeah.
family is vegans. Their friends aren't. Their coworkers aren't.
Right.
And yeah, they may do it for a week or a month, but it's so hard. None of the, they don't know any restaurants that are vegan. And especially if you live outside a big city, it's tough.
It is hard to keep a social life if you don't have vegan friends.
Right.
And our vegan friends, they became our family here.
For sure.
Jon and I, we don't have family here in South Florida. So they are our family from here. Joy is our family from here.
For sure.
Don't cry again.
I did not cry, Jonathan.
Okay, good.
I cry more in soap operas.
This was supposed to be like a comedy show, kind of.
When your show is called Vegans Talking Shit and
Yeah.
everyone's crying,
Wait, guys, we are getting our bad moments, stressed moments, and all that stuff.
I'm sure you will get better.
We're gonna talk shit soon
We are going to talk some serious shit.
about our family and friends and
So-called friends.
restaurants and the world in general.
Oh, we can't talk politics, though, right?
No,
All right.
cannot.
I have
Isn't
a lot
there a
to say
vegan
about
politician?
that.
Yeah,
New
the
Jersey.
mayor. Oh, he's New
Yeah.
Jersey mayor
Yeah.
or governor. New Jersey can't have a mayor.
He's a senator.
At some point, you can't.
How much I know about like New York, New Jersey senator.
So I think we should talk about what this show is going to be about moving forward.
Yes.
Because this is not the typical episode. This is just the introduction. We're telling you who we are, how we became vegan, and all that. But moving forward, it will be different. The next episode will be a specific topic. Did we decide on a topic? I forgot.
Yeah, the daily annoying stuff.
The everyday of being vegan.
Yeah.
The annoying nuisances of being vegan.
And comments.
Well, not necessarily the nuisance of being vegan, but what we deal with from the external sense. Like,
What we
my
deal
stomach
with,
is literally
what,
growling right now. I
You
don't know
you
if
listeners
Mike got
deal with.
I made food. I made vegan tuna for us.
Yummy.
Yeah, for the non-vegans out there, what's in vegan tuna, honey?
Chickpeas, hearts of palm, celery, onions, and tomatoes. Tomatoes if you want in the sandwich. But the mix is just what I just said.
For those of you who think it's not good, it's amazing. Actually, it's better than regular tuna, in my opinion. I mean, regular tuna has that nasty smell. Kind of got to eat it quick, It's amazing, your tuna, actually.
Thank you.
I think that was part of what I was really scared of, too, in the beginning, going vegan.
Yeah.
I thought the food would be terrible.
Yeah. I mean, when I went vegan, I approached it very methodically. I literally, and you guys know me well enough at this point to know I would do this. I literally made a list of all of my favorite foods. And on one column was my list of foods. And on the next column was I wrote the vegan substitute. And that's where I learned, for one thing, that there are some substitutes I preferred more.
That's exactly what we did.
Really? Seriously?
No.
Bastard. Okay. Zing.
For me, it would be just rice and beans. And I was okay because my whole life I grew up eating rice and beans. So
I'm very lucky, too, because Vanessa grew up in Brazil, and, it's rice and beans every meal. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So moving forward, the next episode will be the everyday of being vegan. Oh, by the way, I want to bring this up now because I know Jon is really looking forward to this. One of our future episodes will be all about crocheting.
that's a really important episode. So I
really
hope
looking forward to
everybody
that.
will be there because it's really, really interesting.
Apparently, that is a serious issue with vegans. Crocheting, is that the same as needlepoint?
Could be knitting or crocheting.
Yeah.
So it's a big issue.
We're going to get so many
vegans.
subscribers, as John alluded to.
By the way, do you have vegan athletes as a topic?
Yes, that's one of
At some point.
That's on the list.
Like the next show should be.
Well, I'm going to call first Lewis Hamilton to see if he can be.
Oh, yeah,
on our
Lewis Hamilton
podcast.
will come.
Yeah. He's so nice. He's going to.
Then I'll
accept.
call Joaquin Phoenix after, and
Okay, that's fair enough.
That Joker sequel's coming out.
looks good.
No, how dare you?
Why doesn't it look good?
Okay. All right. I know this is a vegan thing, but I'm going to go off on a tangent. All right. You know I
This
love
is the
comic
intro.
books.
Should we get into this?
Yes. You
On the
know I
intro?
love comic
Okay.
books, right?
Yeah.
DC Comics especially.
I don't know about your comic book love. Tell us about it.
Okay.
No, that's a whole nother podcast.
That is a whole volumes. Okay. So look, Joaquin Phoenix, great actor and vegan. Duh. All right. I love Batman, the Joker, the Batman Rogues Gallery. The Killing Joke is one of the best comic books ever written. Alan Moore wrote that.
We just lost a subscriber.
No, we're gaining subscribers, okay? And the first movie, the Joker movie, terrible.
Great.
Dude, that's not the Joker. That's not the Joker.
Game of
There isn't a
Thrones-
single DC comic where that Joker.
Game of Thrones is not exactly on the books.
Okay, well, I didn't read the books, so.
Right.
But with comic books, I know my shit. And Alan Moore did not write the Joker to be like what Joaquin Phoenix did in that movie. And the sequel, Lady Gaga, I love Harley Quinn, but that is not Harley frickin' Quinn.
All right, you're right. Everyone, thanks for coming today. And
Moving forward, we're going to be talking about vegan topics. Feel free to email us if you have any questions. Email us at veganstalkingshit@gmail.com. That's right, veganstalkingshit@gmail.com. And we will perhaps spend a few episodes here and there answering your questions or
you
reading
can also
your
find
comments.
Joey at joeylovescomicbooks.org.
Okay, I do not own that domain, but I will buy it right now because it sounds great.
Do you like the .org?
No, the .org is stupid. He uses .org. That's like
Yeah.
for the Red Cross or
For an
whatever.
organization.
Yeah.
ORG. We'll see you guys on the next
Episode.
Same bat time,
Same bat
bat
channel. Okay, everybody, tune in next week and you will hear more vegans talking shit.
Ciao.
Bye.